Flies.
Let's kill this.
Mhm.
Turn this off. Jeez, that took a while. Okay, we're good.
Oh, good.
Hello, hello, hello. We'll see who's out there tonight. Hi, Christian. How you doing?
I'm good, Corey. How you doing, sir?
Okay, it's been a while.
It has been several weeks since we've been on live. I have some videos I have to catch up on with you, I'm noticing. The sculptor,
That's a nice one. More coming.
yeah. And I have been catching the pets, adoptable pets things at school, and the kids have been
Yeah.
enjoying them. And, that's cool when that happens.
Yeah, the pet thing's going. Podcast is going really well, actually. So we're actually in the process. We might actually have two sponsors for that by the next
Oh,
show,
cool.
which would be fantastic news for the guys I have working here and girls.
That's cool.
So, so I'm
Leaving
just
Las
closing
Vegas.
windows now around us so I can see where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm just checking in right now, saying hello to everyone. Hello. Oh,
No wrenches yet.
that's other than me. I don't see any wrenches. Usually
Yeah.
they're right on it. Terrell has sent me cool links, and we've had a couple quick discussions about some things, and she's always on top of like what's going on with technology, what's happening behind the technology. Beware
Mm.
of this, beware of that. She's really thoughtful that way. Um, so things continue, and it's nice to have the crew. I messaged Steve and Kelly and Sam Gregory, and so you were in Vegas.
Yeah. So we did the Vegas. Like, was a Vegas, and we stayed in Vegas because of the blizzard back here, obviously. So yeah, we went out Thursday, early Thursday morning, but we were sitting on the tarmac to leave Thursday, and the wings started smoking.
Oh, no good.
So that turned into an 8 hour mechanical delay.
So did they deplane you,
Yeah, oh yeah.
and then you hung out and
Hung out. They kept saying, first they said this might just be a 5 or 10 minute fix. Let's hope. Then it was a 2 hour delay. Then three, four, five. So they just kept going, and the we would have been in Vegas at like I don't know 11:30 that morning, which is way too early. So, but we also had a show at 8 that night.
was it the Def Leppard show?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, I get two sets of tickets. I get one literally down in the pit, like front
Yep,
row for
yep,
one show,
yep.
and then one back with like a center view, like to
Yeah,
see the whole production and the another night.
I
So
do stuff like that, or I'll buy multiple nights left and then right side
yeah,
if I can afford it.
yeah,
The last Depeche Mode tour, I couldn't because the tickets had doubled in
yeah.
price between the first, second, third, fourth shows, like as they put them all in. But there were a few years where I saw U2 night after night, multiple sides, Depeche Mode, multiple sides, Madonna, multiple sides. The way tickets have been, at least around here for like the Garden, uh, it's I can't do it.
Yeah. Vegas is obscene
Is
with the
it how
prices.
how are the prices for the?
Well, so I'll tell you what, we look to do like the Sphere as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Because the Wizard of Oz just kind of plays
yeah,
all the time, but then there's
yeah.
usually also a band there, and the Eagles were there this weekend. But I think
Ooh.
the Eagles were pretty much sold out. The cheapest seats there that we could find
Mhm.
were like 180, but for the times that we kind of could have gone, it was like 360 to 750. You know?
So the Gaga shows, she added more shows for March. And my friend Sean wanted to go. It was cheaper to fly to LA, stay there, and see her in LA than it was
Yep.
to see her from a good seat at the Garden.
Yeah.
And he wanted to go see her a second time. My Gaga ticket was like $1,000, just one seat, side stage. Where I like to be, I like to be side stage, but I can't do that multiple nights. That's just insane.
Yeah.
It's obscene when you look at your old ticket stubs, and it was 1750,
I know.
or 2275,
Yeah, and
and
now that's
and
like a ginger ale at a casino.
it is exactly a ginger ale at a casino. And then you add to that parking,
Oh
and
yeah.
God knows what else. I
Yeah.
mean, and it's getting harder for people. Yet then, like Harry Styles booked 30 nights at the Garden.
Yeah.
because people will go. He'll just people will fly in, people will go, you know?
Yep. Well, I like the residencies out in Vegas because only the diehards will really go to
Yes.
that, which
They'll
I like
fly in.
anyway. And it's just much more intimate and, you know,
Like the Fountain Blue instead of like, the TD Arena or the Garden or
yeah.
something like that. Like I know Duran Duran just did another residency there and everyone loved it because they just took their arena show there and it's great if you can do it, you know?
Right.
It's good and people
So
flying from all over the world,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
not
So I
just
will
America.
say so. I see that people are watching. I don't see anything in
Nope.
the chat.
Nothing in the
So
chat.
yeah, I'm
I
wondering if
don't
that's
see it
just a
either.
YouTube thing or whatever. That's the first time that um, I've seen anything like that before. So anyway,
Um, so yeah, so I saw that you were at Def Leppard in Vegas. I was real happy, and I did notice different vantage points, close up and then from the back. I saw in
yeah,
your stories, and I messaged you at one point, and I was like, "Oh, how are you making out the blizzard?" You're like, "Well, I'm in Vegas," and I'm like, "Well, you're
yeah,
good, you're set." But
yeah.
then,
Well, that Thursday was iffy because we landed like a 7:15 or 7:20 that night,
okay, okay,
Vegas time.
yeah,
Right. The show is at 8, and then you have the deplane. So
yes,
so it's like, oh boy. And we were back. We were back in like the where were we in the 20s or something, 27 or something.
okay.
Yeah. So now I can actually see people liking the comments and all that, but there's still no chat.
I don't see the chat. Yeah,
Really weird.
I just see my comment. I said hello all.
Yeah. So that's my buddy Rob. So I can actually see if you're liking things. I can't see anyone texting anything. So anyway, so we
Hi,
land. By
Rob.
the time we get off the plane, we're hauling ass to try to get to a cab in time.
Yeah,
So we do, and we just say like, the show starts at 8. Yeah. Hey, what are you guys gonna do while you're here? And da da da. We're doing this, but we have great seats. It's right now. So
yeah.
he flew through Vegas. We couldn't believe it. We tipped him a little extra for that one. And so my buddy and I literally walked in as the curtain was drawing. We
Perfect.
ran in like we were like one guy got beer, so we went and get 2 beers, handed them
Yeah,
to us. The usher's just like, "You guys go straight down to the front." And we're literally in. I mean, you saw one of the shots.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
talking. You can talk to the guys a little bit.
They were great. I love
Yeah,
that when you can, or when you can hear them off the mic. Steve and I will
yeah,
say this, and other friends will say this when we've been very close to artists, and you can hear them talking off the mic.
yeah.
When you don't hear them amplified, like if you meet a musician, which is always very cool, and they're talking to you, and you're hearing that voice,
Yeah.
like yeah. But when you hear them, or you can hear their footsteps, like that's cool. Yeah.
To me, what was even cool too, it's you could parse out each of their voices.
Yes. Yes.
Even when they were saying because they're really more even like a singing band than I mean it's a
They sing
guitar and a
well.
singing band, but they
Yeah.
sing like 4 of them sing all the time,
Mhm.
and they do it well. Like they're like the one band that kind of like held up and can still carry,
Yes.
like especially if they're background guys.
And we've talked about this before how the musicianship was always there. I think
Yeah,
the fact that they had a very specific type of styling just pigeonholed them. People can group them in 80s rock, 80s
sure,
hair band.
hair metal or whatever it is.
Had
Yeah,
they had short hair, had they all had short hair and been wearing designer clothing, it would have been a different group they were in.
yeah.
Although um, we do agree that "Pour Some Sugar on Me" is the best stripper song of all time. That and "You Shook Me All Night Long," I
Oh,
think.
Nydia's texting me now.
Oh, Nydia, we love Nydia. Nydia's great.
Uh, Hi Corey, our chat is not showing up. So this has to be a YouTube thing
It's a
tonight.
YouTube thing. Maybe it'll
Mm.
show up later. Hi everybody.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, hi. I have friends that are also trying to type in. Every now and then I'll see a heart
Yep, me
float
too.
up, but there's the window's completely empty.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Well,
yeah, there's
anyway,
more hearts now. There's a smiley face and a wink. I can see all that crap.
so Vegas was good. You had the two Def Leppard shows.
Yeah.
Were you with local friends or friends that met there?
No, I was with 2 of my buddies from here, and then we were supposed to meet with friends from LA that actually couldn't make it because of illness.
Oh,
So then it ended up being just three. We thought there were going to be like six of us, and there was just three of us.
yeah.
One
So
guy had
three of
never
you.
been. Yeah, one
Cool.
guy hadn't been before. That's why, like, me and my one buddy Rob, who's here in the chat, we're big leopard guys, and
Yeah.
we're the diehards who go.
All
So I
right.
actually got like 2 tickets for the pit for the first night, and then 4 for whoever wanted to go to hang with us the
Yeah.
next time. So then we were left with 3 the second night, which is fine. So anyway, the shows are great. It's a I mean, the cool spectacle, great production, all that stuff. We're happy. We're dead sober, but we're happy.
That's okay.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. And then
That's
the
okay.
second night, the way I kind of thought it would play out is, why don't we just do whatever we do before the show? It was at Caesar's Palace.
Okay. Okay.
Mill around in front like of the ticket booth. Like someone's gonna be. It's a sold out show. Someone's gonna be looking for one,
Exactly.
and then we'll just hang, and then they'll just come to us. Like we're gonna be sitting there, like, hey, do you have one? It's exactly what happened. So
Great.
some guy was there, and I said literally like, here's my spot. Just buy us a few round of beers tonight.
That's perfect.
Now the beers, Christian, are
How much?
$25 a pop.
See, with the okay,
That's, yeah.
like at arenas too. Like if I usually eat before I go to a show. Even if I'm alone, I'll go somewhere in Midtown and eat. I'll go to an Irish pub, have a burger or whatever. But if I get there and I haven't eaten before, a hot dog's $10,
Yeah.
and then like the arenas around here do have Dunkin', so you could get a Dunkin' for like $5 or whatever for an iced whatever. But if you want sushi or if you want beer, craft beer, if you want beer, if you want a mixed drink, it's crazy.
It's insane. It's like it's criminal.
It's I mean, yes, you have a choice of not buying those. I understand that, but don't most people I mean, want to have a
Yeah.
drink of some sort or something
So
or
like the
even a box
smart
of
play
popcorn?
is right. So normally when we're out there, we go to this really dumpy liquor store
Okay.
and you buy all your stuff and you
Yeah.
have it in a bag. When you go to the casinos or whatever, you're hanging out at the sports book, you're hanging out, like, you just have a bunch on you. They
Yeah.
don't care,
Yeah.
but it's also, I mean, what do you like? You're driving me to do something. Like, I don't want to do that, but
Yeah.
I mean, if it's gonna save me literally $300 to sit there for a couple hours, like that's ridiculous. So anyway,
That's like the
um,
movies. I mean, it's $31, 30 to $35 for two popcorns and two drinks.
mm-hmm,
If our buddy Steve and I go to a movie, like we went to go see The Shining be re-released. Oh, I want to go see that new Elvis movie. Maybe
yep,
this weekend, with the Elvis footage from 1972 that Boz Luhrmann put together. Like I know it's going to be $40 for two tickets. Okay, that's normal, but it's going to be $35 for two popcorns and two drinks. So,
yeah. Well, so those shows were great. The other thing that was happening, obviously, was like I'm a big hockey fan.
oh,
So
cool.
obviously, the Olympics with the
Yeah,
hockey for the
yeah.
women and the men were phenomenal. So that was all fun too. The only tough part was that gold medal game with the men's was at 5 in the morning out there. So Saturday night,
Yeah.
we kill it at the Leopard concert.
Yeah.
Fun. It's all fun. And it's all like it's a fun community too. Like
Yeah. No,
we've all been in this for 40 something years now. Like, there's no
every deep
jerks, there's nothing
cut,
like that. Yeah.
every deep cut, every alternate version. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
But even just the people, it's just like there's no BS. It's just like,
No,
hey, we're all
no.
40, 50, 60, 70. We're
It's
watching them again. Isn't this great? One of those deals. So,
yeah,
but so that night obviously ends really late.
of
And
course.
then, so I'm just like, well, what do I do? Sleep for 2.5 hours and then get up and go and watch
Not
it?
in
I can't miss the
Vegas.
game because I watched one of the games out there. It was another early time, and it was just me and like 24 Canadians. And they were Canadians in the semifinal
Oh
before they
yeah.
got to play the U.S. They were losing late to Finland, which would have been a massive upset.
I read a lot about this
The
as a
Canadians
result.
could field like 3 different teams and be better than anybody else.
I
That's how
know
deep
that.
they are.
I know that.
Boy, this kind of makes me wish that Lisa Sharp was around too to talk about it too, because she was a
Oh
big,
yeah, I know. Our
you know.
buddy Lisa, our favorite
Um,
Canadian, or one of
yeah.
our
So
favorite.
so it was yeah. So anyway, and they came back late and it was dramatic, and then when the crowd, those Canadians were awesome, and
Yeah.
that was a fun time. But these are just early mornings, so because of the delay in the Thursday flight, And then, first night in Vegas, you're always going to have Vegas syndrome. That's a
Yeah.
really late night.
And you're
And the Friday
overstimulated.
with a time
You can't
difference.
sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're just upside down the whole time. And then, of course, there's the Saturday show, which is Saturday's the big day, Saturday energy. You know that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
It's all
so then
around you.
that's another late one with the hockey game and all that. Well, then obviously we're seeing and hearing from home about what's about to happen. And,
Yeah.
category 5 of WTF,
And
right?
it's and that's like when I messaged you and you're like, well, I'm in Vegas. And I'm like, oh, okay, you're good. You're fine. And then you're fine. Like, that was it. It was literally one of our typical 1-2 sentence interactions. I'm like, you're good. All right. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't need to talk. We're good. Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we've got dumped on. We had 27 inches of snow a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, we did too.
So now this was going to happen, except this had wind, and the tides luckily weren't bad, but this had wind, which made it.
Did you have power outages?
There were power outages, yeah.
We didn't have it as bad here. Down the Jersey Shore, again, the wind, more so. Got it. I'm inland. I'm northern, right across from Manhattan. So I'm like 35 miles in.
Okay.
We didn't have power outages here, but South Jersey got slammed and the shore
Mm-hmm.
got slammed. And we had the 27 inches, well, 20 inches of snow, but it hadn't melted. Some of it had melted and rained, but we have mountains,
Oh yeah.
lots, mountains, with shopping carts in them and, all that. And gloves and hats sticking out of them. I wonder if there are people behind the hats, who knows?
These
And then
usually
we
are.
get this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we get this. And it was like, it was crazy. So I had, the other day I cleaned off my car and I noticed my windshield wipers were a little weird, but I got them to work after everything was cleaned off. I go to work yesterday, and at the end of the day, I go to just hit the windshield wipers again, just to get the rock salt off my car. They're not working. They're jammed. I was able to get them to partially work. They're jammed. So I drop it off at the Ford dealership. I think, oh, I'll take a personal day today. I'll go pick it up tomorrow. They'll just replace the arms, whatever. They call me this morning. You need new brakes. You need a new battery. But I wouldn't have known about the brakes, which I didn't feel. I wouldn't have known about the brakes or the battery had I not brought in the thing.
Yeah.
I get to Steve drops me off at the rental car place today, Enterprise Rental Car. It's all white and black cars. There's one purple car. And that's the one they gave me. And I'm like,
Nice.
the universe gets me. God was watching.
There you go.
But yeah, it was one of those things where had the heavy snow or ice not jammed up the windshield wipers,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known. And had they not, I thought they were okay because I did get them to work, but they were actually damaged. And had that not happened, so it saved me.
Yeah. A lot of times, if you're, I don't know what kind of weather it was, but if they freeze
Yeah,
and you try putting them on, like you can burn the motor out.
I think I did because they were going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I picked them up and telescoped them out, and they kind of moved, but weirdly. I was able to get the thing clean enough. But then yesterday when I tried it, it was like, oh, I got to drop it off right now.
Yeah.
So luckily I was safe, but it's all good. I mean, it's going to be like over $2,000 total with the rental car, but I'm like, well, it saved me against,
Yeah. Does your insurance help cover the rental?
um,
It should.
I could put in
Somewhat.
for it. I could put in for it through Geico. I'll put in later, but my warranty covers parts of my car. My Ford, it's Ford Fusion. It's only not even 7 years old. My warranty still will cover some of it. They told me, and I said, okay, we'll figure it out. I'll put in a claim.
Mhm.
I'll see what I get back. It'll be
Yeah,
nice.
that's good.
Get a little back. But you know what? I'm glad you guys had a good time. So getting back, how much longer did you have to stay in Vegas?
So we saw on Sunday that it was going to be trouble. Like we knew Monday was out of the question.
Monday
We were
was a
supposed to leave
no-go. You can't get in.
midday Monday or something like that. And
It
so
was
we immediately
it was Sunday into Monday was our storm. So I think it
Yeah.
was the same for you. Yeah.
Yeah. So we just made a point early. My buddy Rob was watching, was just like trying to figure out the earliest we could get out of there and where can we connect to get out that would make sense because
Yeah.
the whole Eastern Seaboard was getting crap. And it was like, we don't want to
Can't do
fly
Philly.
to Baltimore or
Nope.
Atlanta,
Can't do Philly.
So we found a flight for 6 a.m. Tuesday to Detroit.
Okay. All right.
And then from Detroit, there are a few options at least to get back to Boston. So
Yeah,
it's like, okay, well, if we, and we honestly thought we didn't think there was a chance we were going to get back to Boston on Tuesday, the way it sounded.
because it was looking bad. Because Tuesday we had a delayed opening because it was
Hmm.
still there was ice everywhere. Because and it was so much snow that it took them a long time to
Sure.
you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
get rid
Yeah.
of it. And cities are running out of places to put the snow. In New York, in Staten Island, and in Brooklyn and in Manhattan, they dump it into the ocean wherever they
So
can get.
I
They
know in
dump it.
Massachusetts, the governor has to sign off on that
Yeah,
because there's the chemicals and crap from the
yep.
runoff and the, so that's rare when they allow that to happen here too. But
They
like
do the
all
East
the
River.
municipal parking lots and
Yep.
the big parks and all that, they just have a mountain that'll melt sometime in May, you know?
And sometimes what happens in New York City, this probably happens in Boston too, when they can't pick up trash for days.
Yeah.
You have trash, snow. You have more and more and like you look at it and it's blocking. I mean, it's a story
The
tall.
sun.
It
Yeah.
is essentially, and you're walking along trash,
Yeah.
a wall of just trash packed with snow, and you're like, well, the
Yeah.
rats are happy,
No
you
kidding.
know,
Yeah.
smorgasbord for the
Yeah.
rats,
So we
man.
lucked out. We got to the Vegas airport like early on that Tuesday morning, and just kept
Mhm.
our eye out because there are four flights to Detroit from Detroit to Boston. We were on time, but we noticed the first two from Detroit to already canceled. The third one was delayed, and we were tentatively on time. So then it was just a matter of sweating it out from Vegas to Detroit. That flight goes fine.
Good.
We're in Detroit, and then um, we had seats. Well, we didn't
Yeah,
have seat assignments, but we
that's
had
right.
three spots for the plane to get to Boston. And then we get there, and they're actually behind at the desk. They're already boarding. It's
Mhm.
because it's a nightmare everywhere because everything back east is screwed up from the storm and
Totally.
the domino effects happening.
Yeah.
And then our buddy goes to check us in because he put him in his name, and they're like, "We don't have seats, so we need people to bail on this flight in order to get you guys on the plane." So they start saying, "Will anyone go for like a $900 voucher?" So then one guy does it, and then eventually it was $1,000 voucher. Then some
Ooh.
woman goes up, yep, and I think another kid did the 900, whatever it was. So like by the skin of our teeth,
Yeah.
the three of us get on. Literally, like my buddy is like is the last guy on the plane after everyone else was already sitting there, and we were thinking like it's either all three of us go, or we're not going. But we would have been in Detroit from 1 until 9:30 that night. So we're in another 8 hour
8 hours in an
delay
airport though. In an airport.
in an airport.
I
Yeah,
mean,
in
like
Detroit.
not in
Yeah,
Detroit.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I've been to Detroit a couple times.
yeah. It's
I
getting
feel bad
better.
for I feel bad for Detroit. Worse traffic than LA, by the way.
Yeah.
Because it's all set up. It's kind of set up. You know how DC is quadrants, northeast,
Mm-hmm.
north, and it's got that beltway. Detroit has that too, but it's not. It's all set up for cars.
Yeah.
There's like no public. They don't have a metro. They don't have that.
Yeah.
It's car city. So the traffic. Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah. But you made it back. You have good stories too, and you saw two
Yeah.
great Def Leppard shows.
We
And
did.
did you? And you got to? Were they showing? Did they have the betting for the? Do people bet for the
Oh
Olympics?
yeah.
In
Oh
those, I would assume, right?
yeah. Yeah.
So they will have those rooms. I know from being with Scott all those years, who likes casinos. We
Those
would
are called
go.
sports books.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it.
So a
Yeah.
sports book is basically a room. If you don't know this, folks, it's like just a wall of
Yeah.
screens from everything from
Wall.
horse racing to volleyball to you name it. It's up there. And then there are also like electronic boards up there where you can see all the bets you can make, and the
And
racing
the
sheets if you
apps,
want to bet on horses or whatever it is. So
the apps where people bet are just like
yeah.
there's
Now we're all
there's
sports fans, so we don't mind sitting there for a couple of hours and watching games. I'm like, let's kill an hour and put money on this and hang out and So, but with the Olympic hockey, like that was really good, and the Celtics played the Lakers and basketball. That's a huge rivalry, so we watched that. So anyway, it was fun just to hang out and do that. It's a good time killer. We knew we were going to be. I mean, 5 days in Vegas is a lot. 6 days is even, so
I think four was my limit. If I go
yeah,
back ever, four will be the limit. And I'm going to want to see a lot of other fun Nevada things. It's so frenetic
yeah.
because
So
imagine it's like Times Square, but everything is Times Square. Like there's no break until you're in your room.
yeah.
When you're in your room, it can be quiet, but everywhere is nuts.
Well, the Sunday night
Hmm.
there was the Las Vegas road race. It was like
What's
a
that?
5K and a 10K. I think there was a half marathon. There were
Okay.
30,000 plus runners.
On the
They
like,
shut down Fremont Street.
I was going to say they have to then shut it down because
DJs, live
yeah,
MC, like it's a massive event.
it's a
And it was
party
busy that night. 30,000 runners,
on
and
a
it took
Sunday
hours.
night.
Yeah,
You know what
in
though?
Vegas, and then after like the places were all packed, but it's all these runners.
Yeah.
And so
Runners
anyway, that
getting
was fun
drunk
too.
with their numbers, getting wasted.
Yeah, so we're in the elevator. It's like me and like my two buddies like are big guys, and they're just
Yeah.
like, people are asking us like, did you run the race?"
No, not so
Like,
much.
no, we thank them for exercising for all of us, and then we went along our way. Yeah,
Yeah, they're good like that. They're,
yeah,
they're good like that.
it was pretty
Yeah,
funny. They were serious too. We were like,
yeah.
yeah.
But I've seen runners bigger.
Oh
I've
yeah,
seen them all kinds, and
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah. But we were clearly like, if you looked at us, it was
yeah.
obvious that one, we weren't running, and we were definitely, running. We ran our own marathon that day.
Oh, I bet you did. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
funny. Yeah, I always wonder. I mean, I'm not a drinker, but I gotta wonder what it would have been like if I was a drinker. Like, it could have just been because you can take a drink on the street because all the casinos have the same glasses. You could just go from casino, put your drink down, get another,
yep.
go to the next. People just interchange. They interchange the glasses.
Yeah, it's like New Orleans, and
Hmm.
yeah, it's a good time. It's hard to have a bad time there. It's just there are long days. The weather was horrible when we showed. It was like I'm talking like 43 and driving rain and wind
Ooh, that's
when we
not
showed
good.
up. And
That's
then by
not
the
what you
time
gotta
we
do.
left, it was like mid 60s or
All
pushing
right.
70. It was really nice.
And if you're
So
not, but if you had a jacket or a coat because you just left Boston, then you're okay. But if you're not equipped for that,
yeah, yeah.
you're not happy in the
You need to
rain.
stay indoors. Oh, hold on, Annalie now.
Oh, Annalie.
Just found out there's an issue with the chat. Yeah, so it has to be some kind of widespread thing with Facebook.
Yeah, something went down with
Oh.
YouTube too. YouTube went down last week for a little while. It crapped out completely and it logged me out on my
Mm.
TV because I was watching different things and it was just being weird.
My other buddy says that my chat is showing I'm typing and posting, but
Oh, that's,
we're not. We haven't. Mine is window is completely blank. I'm going from live
yep.
chat to top chat.
Nope, not
There's
here.
nothing there.
Yeah, not here. All messages, nothing. I see
Yeah.
nothing. They may show up later, but yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Normally, when something like that happens, it's because there's a live. They doing security updates, but just it's gonna hit you at some time during the day. They'll
Sure.
try to do it for 1 to 3 in the morning, but if they're starting over and depending on Greenwich time or whatever they're doing.
Exactly. And it's gonna hit someone somewhere in the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. We gotta forget Greenwich Mean Time. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been doing real well with the adoptable pets shows, the podcast. Those have been enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll usually just pop in and be like, "Hey, I'm here," and then I'll see some of our usuals are in there too. The kids
Yeah.
enjoy seeing that. Um, what other kind of stuff you got going on?
Well, we have another one of my left, right, center tournaments is
That's right. I
Saturday.
saw the ads. That's
And
right.
so that's gonna be a sellout again. It's a big night. And
You
so
got
it's just
180 already, right? You sold
we
one.
did one, yeah, we did one in mid-January, which was great. The January ones are always awesome, but the problem is I usually like to have one mid-January, mid-February, mid-March on Saturday nights.
And it's before people go away on spring break, right?
Yeah, but what the tricky part this year, the way the calendar is in February, you had Super Bowl weekend
Yeah.
and the Patriots were in it. which means
Yes.
the Saturday was quiet and the Sunday was better. Oh, you know what? Now I just saw, I got Thankful Bomb. I can see. Hi,
Oh,
Annalie
there
and
we go.
Nydia.
Hey.
Only you thankful. Can you see that, Christian?
Yeah, I see it. And mine just showed up.
Oh,
No, we're
oh,
back.
and here we go. Art school. Hey, we're
There I
back.
am. Yeah, we're back.
There
I
you
don't know
go.
why it
Yeah,
doesn't
chat
show up
away,
my name
folks.
anymore. It shows up my Gmail name.
There's Nydia. All
Yeah.
right.
All right, we're glad you're here. Thank you,
Good, good,
everybody.
good.
And then people
Um,
later will be able to see it. They catch up with us later on.
yeah,
So yeah, so you had Super Bowl weekend, which for me was Bad Bunny weekend.
right, right.
Um,
Valentine's Day was the next Saturday.
yeah, yeah.
School vacation week here in Massachusetts is that third week. So people go
Oh, we don't
skiing and
have
all
that.
that crap. Yeah.
We don't have
And
that. We
then,
get the one day off. That's it. We get President's Day off. That's it. Yeah.
yeah. And then now we have this the 28th. So we have this one. And then we are penciled to have one in 3 weeks from Saturday, which is really tight. So try to get another 200 plus people
You'll get it.
committed. I don't know it, but we can bump it to May or something if need be.
That's
So
cool.
anyway, but yeah.
Yeah. That's
Now what's tricky is the way we do it is when you sign up to play, it's kind of like a restaurant reservation. There's tables of 10, but you'll have a party of 4 and 3,
Yeah.
and you try to mix and match. When we did it in January, we had out of 20, 22 tables, like 17 or 18 were full tables of 10, like families and friends,
like wanted to book it together. Yeah.
which were really easy to figure out the floor plan and all that. This is all over the place and it's tricky. Some people want to be like close to the DJ where all the noise is, and some people want to close to the bathrooms and close to the bar.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
So that's the crap we have to figure out the next couple of days.
Man, I would go if I lived there. I would go. The venue looks nice too. Every time you post a video, like an update,
Yeah.
hey, we're doing.
Right on the water. There are lots of weddings and stuff like that. So hi Dottie, I see you there.
Hey,
It's good
Dottie.
to see everybody
Hey.
finally.
Annalie, we love Annalie. We love
Yeah.
everybody.
So yeah, that's the big one. I've been doing these
Cool.
speaking engagements at the local library.
Yeah, you've been mentioning those, and then are you showing the video or referencing the video, or how are you doing that? Is it more
It's
PowerPoint? Like how are you? No.
we literally screen the video on a projector screen, and the room gets filled, and we either do some kind of panel discussion or just bounce
That's nice.
memories off each other, and it's easy. It's fun and easy. It's always an appreciative audience, and
I was
it's
going
good
to
that
say
it's
because they're
going
really
well.
there for it. I mean, if they're locals or if they're people who just love history.
Yeah, and they're like mid-afternoon on Fridays, so it's an interesting time, but it works for a lot of people.
Do you ever get school groups? I'm just curious. Do you ever get like a history class that
Not yet. I know some have shown a couple of them,
that would be great.
but I don't push it, and I don't. But and they don't attend the events.
Yeah, I was going
Um,
to say if it worked with school because it's hard to get out. Speaking as an educator, to book a field trip, it can be very difficult.
yeah,
Booking a field trip can be very difficult because you gotta like deal with what's scheduled and getting your buses, and then can everyone pay? If not, if there's a charge, do you know what I'm saying?
hmm
So but yeah, but it's just because the stuff you do is so rich in history and so unique. I could definitely see history classes being interested.
I actually spoke to one a couple weeks ago in Manchester by the Sea at the high school about they have a project where they're pairing off into teams and doing their own little 2 to 3 minute documentary on something, and so I just went and told them, here's what I do, and here's some like
Yeah.
little tips and tricks. But when I went and talked to them, they weren't even at the point yet where they had teams and knew what subject they were going to do, and that's like for a lot of, especially like that's going to be the hardest thing to think of doing.
Yeah,
Because they might take big swings and do, oh, let's do the history of fishing in Gloucester, don't do
which
that.
is
Do like,
that in 2 minutes.
yeah, do something on like your dog, a family tradition, or
Yeah.
your grandmother's favorite recipe. Like do that. But yeah. So anyway, we'll see what I think. I'm gonna end up following up with those kids at some point.
That's cool. They
Yeah.
would probably appreciate having you as a mentor, and you never know. One of those people could end up as an intern
Yeah. Yeah.
at in your in your business. I mean,
Now
that's
the
great.
parameters are, Christian, that these have to be 2 to 3 minutes long. So it's Do they have the attention span to create content
If they can make
more than
TikTok,
4 seconds? Yeah,
if they can make TikToks,
I know. I
okay,
know.
the kids with the TikTok, I'm like, I'll be in, kids will ask me to be in their TikToks and I'll do it. I'll do it. It's fine. I'll do it. I got to check the content first, but I'll be in your TikTok, right? But some of them I go, don't you get sick of watching this constant stream of content all the time? And they go, no, no, we
Yeah,
don't. And I go, but do you find that you have time to digest it? And they're like, well, like they don't, you know.
yeah.
And I said, what's long form content to you? And they said 8 to 10 minutes is long form content. They don't generally watch things on a television unless they're watching it with their parents.
Hmm.
Their shows, their favorite shows, they'll watch on a laptop, a tablet, or their phone. They're just used to watch. They'll watch Homeland or Schitt's Creek or something on a phone.
Yeah.
They're fine being in bed with a hoodie and AirPods watching a whole series on a phone, which is a lot for a phone for me. It's a lot. But
It's a lot. So you think if it'd be fun if they're just used to like 3 to 4 seconds of content, which would be ideal, like the average
someone
pop.
falling over, like
Maybe these kids will do like entire seasons of their documentary. Here are 14 seasons we can show you in about a minute and 20 seconds. Yeah.
14 seasons of all the times my friend fell over
Right.
in the snow.
Yeah.
By the
So
way, if someone had been filming me the other day when I was trying to clean my car, it would have been real funny because I fell twice. I fell, but I fell diagonally into a snowbank twice. Like it was pretty funny. It was pretty good. Like it was. I was literally looking around to see if any of my neighbors were filming or photographing or anything because it was funny.
yeah.
Yeah, it was really funny. We got artist number 12. Oh, hey, artist number 12. Corey,
Yo yo yo.
I was researching some Rocky.
Rocky Neck is a little artist art colony.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
one of the maybe the oldest art colony in the country is right around the corner from me here.
Oh, and the YouTube autoplay Blackburn Part One. Thought you liked to hear. Oh, that's great. YouTube sees you. Yeah,
Yeah,
artist
so
number.
so actually, so that was probably artist. I don't know if you saw that the Bridge Cape Ann version because I did them in chapters, but on the cable station that I work for, 1623 Studios,
Yeah.
that I think that's pushing like 600,000 views, all the whole thing.
Wow.
So that one went big. It's still growing there. It's funny though. I do all these screenings and it's like 72 minutes long, 75, something like
It's
that.
a long. Yeah, it's a good one.
It's long, and no one will do that. I keep thinking people will want to do that sometime, and then actually have an educated panel to
Cause
follow up
that,
because there's a
cause that's
lot in there.
that's almost feature length. And if you showed that in a cinema, like you
Yeah,
rented a cinema for one night, it would just be a one screen, whatever. I don't know what you have there locally, or even in a school that has a nice auditorium. That would be perfect. 75 minutes, you lower the lights, you put it on the screen, everyone can focus, and then you have chairs in front and people sit.
yeah, yeah,
You discuss it. I mean, I'm glad you always do the timeline pieces. I know they take a lot of work. I've noticed the quality of the timeline pieces ascending over time.
sure, yeah.
Um, I
Yeah,
think
I used to just try to bang them out because it was time to get on to the next one. So you can't,
yeah,
you know.
but they've gotten really great. In fact, like sometimes after watching one, if I'm having dinner with Steve, he'll bring up, "Oh, let's talk about it," and then we'll talk about like how you drop in the drone shots, or like you say, if you're dealing with something pre 1900, you might be limited to photographic reference. You have
Oh
to deal
yeah,
with etchings, but the ones with the carrion bells, and
yeah,
so you had so much Super 8 footage of families
yeah,
at holidays at that church or cathedral. You know, I just love the fact that you keep it alive, that there's a community of people there who will support you and help you find the material you need, and that people watch it.
yeah,
That's what's great. And I was thinking back now 4 years to when I first started watching the channel, and it was all psychic stuff that I was watching and supernatural, paranormal stuff that I was watching, and then how that evolved, and how the conversations now are about your town and your area and your history, and then things like the
yeah.
Lyceum and
Right.
the global history of that, and then how that became. entrenched in Americana
Yeah.
or baseball, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the whole. You don't have to be a baseball fan to appreciate the piece,
I
or
get it.
go to your library to kind of get like where do these come from and why, how do they function, and how do they function today. So the difference was like, they were like quick shots, like they were supposed to be minute long pieces so I'd have time to maybe spit out 7 facts about something,
Mhm.
and then on to the next thing. And then as they started getting bigger, it wasn't about production value. They were really simple. But what I've been able to do the last year or two is go back and revise them, add credits, replace some shots, and like
Yeah.
tell the story a little more deliberately and let it breathe. But I'm doing a tricky one now, though, this murder mystery, because it's there's not a ton of stuff of imagery.
Can you share can you share some background on it? Because I'm intrigued. I think you mentioned it to me before. I'm intrigued. The most like scintillating one that I've seen yet was the one who was taking the bodies, the cadavers and stuff. I
Oh, the
mean,
Essex body snatcher. Yeah, that's
thank
what I
you.
did a speaking engagement on a couple weeks ago. Yeah,
Oh, cool. But
it was
this
Friday the
one,
13th, so it was like, it's
oh,
now
okay.
it's Friday the 13th again, and I'm gonna do it in March, but I'm doing something sillier, the Paper House
Okay.
one.
I love the paper house. I think
The Paper
everyone,
House was good because it was just such a boring, it's a boring story that you have to try to make chicken salad out of.
but I think it's funny. Like, I
Yeah,
think it's fun.
it's quirky. It's good. Like
Yeah.
it's for all for real. Like you can still go there. You can still read all the headlines and everything.
I would
It's
love to go.
interesting.
When you showed the video of the interior, I thought it was great, and
Yeah.
I immediately watching the video placed myself inside it, walking around, wanting to take my own photos of it. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh yeah.
but okay, so this murder mystery, if it sounds vaguely familiar, can you
Yeah. All
give
right. You
us a
want a
little backstory?
synopsis of what happens here?
What's this?
You want a little synopsis of
Yeah.
what it's all about? Okay. So Gloucester, obviously, it's known for its fishing history, and to a degree, its art history. It's really we're built on fishing industry, but granite quarrying was another huge thing here.
Oh, I didn't know
So there are
that.
granite quarries everywhere, and we literally sit on granite, and especially the town north of me, like Rockport, like northeast. So it's really 2 miles that way.
Hmm.
Had tons of granite quarries, and there were a lot of Scandinavians, like Swedes and Finns, especially, who came over and worked in the quarries back then. So within these two immigrant cultures is one their similarities and big differences. The Finns almost seem more aloof, and the
Hmm.
Swedes assimilated to American culture a little better. But then
Okay.
within those two groups, probably just like any other immigrant group, there were some little class, not
Sure.
warfare, but there was some of that. Like someone became assimilated and actually could reach American middle class,
I
where
understand that.
others, So anyway, so this is a story about there was a shopkeeper named Arthur Oker. He was he was a tailor and haberdasher, and he has a shop, and he is found brutally murdered by his son in his shop in the middle of the
What?
day on a Saturday, which
What?
is a
What?
busy day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What year is this?
1932.
Okay, so I'm trying to place it in our history, like lay it over American history. Okay,
So this is during the Depression,
Repression.
basically. The
That's what
granite
I'm getting.
industry sort of crumbled because most of like the curbs and all that from even like New York City and
Mhm.
other big places are like granite from here, like
Oh,
sidewalk curbs
okay.
and things like that,
Okay.
cobblestones, and yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
So it's a shopkeeper gets murdered in his shop, so people don't see it, but there are people milling about during the day, and
On the street.
it's just so it's stunning that it happened. And so the thought is, did it happen from someone within the Swedish enclave, because they had like several churches in Rockport depending on their denomination, and he was a big player in the church as well. And so I was like, was it someone within that congregation?
Yeah.
Every single person in the town gets interviewed. Back then, the way they investigated crime was you had local police, but it was run by the state and the district attorney.
Okay.
And so the district attorney brings in fingerprint specialist,
Mm.
forensic, scientists, like things like that. The local level they didn't really have that. So
That
then
makes
there's weird
sense.
stuff between like the guys from the state and then the local police and access. And
Yeah,
while the
sharing information.
yeah, as the
Yeah.
mystery unfolds, it's more like the newspaper men at the time are literally out there investigating side by side with the police.
They're conducting their own investigation. They're getting
Yeah,
information the others aren't. Because maybe
because it's just
someone
more
will talk to them.
manpower. They're looking for clues. All
Yeah.
like the neighborhood kids are out there and they're looking for murder weapons and stuff like that.
And it's a community where people are probably very offended
Yeah.
that this has happened in their backyard.
So the
You know.
story goes so like for a year this goes on and no one there isn't a murder weapon there isn't a motive no one can
Yeah.
figure out what's happening and then another person gets murdered, a Swedish woman, same congregation, actually the next door neighbor of the paper house guy.
The next one was she murdered in a business or in a home?
She was murdered in her own home, and this was after I think after a Halloween party that
Ooh,
she was at,
okay.
where the legend is she may have had a few drinks and said and blurted out who she knows who the murderer is.
Ah, oh boy. Yeah, dangerous.
Her house is on fire and a neighbor runs in and she's gone. Um, and then event and so
Arson to cover the forensic evidence. Yes,
that
okay.
goes unsolved too.
In
So anyway, and it's trying to
1932 in its Rockport.
this is in Rockport, so it goes unsolved. And the thing at the end, like the little fun flip at the end, is that a lot of people in town swear the ensuing decades that they know who it is, and he's living amongst them. They know who it is, but they won't say anything. And then because I remember hearing this when I was young, like in the '90s,
Yeah.
about we know, but we just don't say it. And then that person I think died in the '90s. Who people ever, but no one ever
So that
even
person was very old. So this
yeah,
is 1932. So they
yeah,
die 60 years later. They could have been in their 80s, 90s,
right.
maybe. So everyone seems to have, or legend, we could say, and gossip have attributed it to this one person.
Some have, some have.
Yeah.
So
And
anyway, so that's what's
this,
interesting about it.
this shopkeeper and haberdasher and tailor, was he married, children?
Yeah, married, children. Yeah,
Do we think there was a
adult children.
woman on the side or
There were so no, there were so many like people
you
reaching
always
for
think like,
whatever. Like he had a safe behind him where he was murdered, and the safe had like one lottery ticket then, and there wasn't a real lottery back then. So it's like, oh, did he owe someone a payment, or
yeah,
there was that angle? Was he seeing someone else? Was it a bet that went
robbery.
wrong? Was
Yeah,
it a disgruntled customer? Or there were people from like sailors would come into town transient, like from Boston
sure,
on leave and come up here for a couple of days
sure.
and then take off. And there are 9 million.
It could have been anyone.
Yeah,
If you're alone in an establishment, all it takes is one person to come in, right?
yeah,
I mean, and no video cameras, obviously. We're,
right.
1932,
And the witness
and
testimony is like, are people sort of imagining things or
yeah,
get or cracking under police interrogation or making things up to be in a story? Because it's not
yeah,
like the cops could actually really do a bang up job back then. I mean,
insert
communication
themselves.
amongst police was like almost non-existent.
Yeah.
So you could literally, Chris, like in this era, this Bonnie and Clyde era, basically, because
Yeah.
I did one on a jewelry heist in Magnolia that was huge
Oh,
too. If you
okay.
could literally just outpace the police in your car until you pass like city limits or state limits, like you were scot free. That's like literally how it was back then.
You know that like kids used to do that here
Yes.
in Basking Ridge. Kids would brag about it. They would say,
Yeah.
"I got away from the cop."
Yeah. The kids in the
And
hall had a hilarious sketch about that one
oh,
time.
did they? Oh,
It's
okay. I
it's
didn't
a
know that.
good one where there are a couple of them are cops and a couple of them are robbers, basically.
Okay.
And they're close they're just trailing behind. So like the robbers, let's say I can't remember if it, like they leave a bank or something. The police are right behind them. The robbers go into like a diner to sit down and have lunch. They start eating, and so the police sit at the booth behind them, and they're trying to eat as fast to catch up with the robbers. The robbers finish first. They go on. The police have to finish their meal before they can get up and go.
Oh, that's amazing.
The robbers go and like fill up their gas tank and have to wait. Then the cops come in, they're filling up their gas tank, and they're all just kind of waiting. And then you see where I'm going with that. And the
Yeah, I
robbers
do.
leave, and finally they just cross the state line and pull over. The cops go to the town line, and then they're just like taunting the cops that they got
Yeah, you
away.
can't. We're
Yeah,
outside. We're on base. We're on base. You can't get
yeah.
us. Oh
So yeah,
man.
it was funny. So now I don't want to share this wrinkle because it's a
No,
fun
don't,
thing at
if you
the
don't want
end.
to, tell what if you don't not comfortable.
It's not that I'm comfortable. I want to tell you because it's funny.
Okay, but if you'd rather
Yeah,
wait,
people,
if
the
you'd
people,
rather
yeah,
us wait and
this will be
experience
fine.
it on film, that's great.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for you, but it
No,
is
don't.
funny. So do you want me to? I'll tell you.
Guys, what do you think? Should Corey tell us?
Yeah, let us know in the chat. Should I spoil this one little fact? It's just a fun fact.
Because you know
Um,
what? It'll still be probably still be a surprise when we see it. I mean,
it can be.
we
It
love a
can
good
be.
murder. I mean, in the age of Netflix and HBO Max and all the stuff that's on there and Amazon and all the murder, as Steve calls it, just murder TV.
It doesn't have much to do with the murder itself.
All
It's
right, you
just a
can tell us. Go
connection
ahead.
to the case. So, all
Tell
right.
us.
So the idiot says, "Tell." All right.
The idiot
So
says yes. Okay.
it's so the the criminal cases that are basically, especially murders, are run by the DA,
Okay.
the local DA, and they work with state police. And
Mhm.
so there were like four aces assigned to this case because there's not a lot of murders going on. So when it happens, okay, here come
Mhm.
the two best from Boston, and et
Mhm.
cetera, et cetera. And then here's the DA, and they're all on the case together.
Mhm.
So the DA is a man named Hugh Craig,
Hugh
and then Hugh
Craig.
Hugh
Okay.
Craig is, and he was a big name around here. He was a DA for decades,
Okay.
and a powerful guy in the state of Massachusetts. And then Hugh Craig has a son named Hugh Craig
Okay.
Jr. And
Okay.
then Hugh Craig Jr. has a son named Hugh Craig the Third. And Hugh Craig the Third is Huey Lewis. Yeah,
Oh.
which is very
And
bizarre.
Huey Lewis is cool as hell.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm
So
gonna say I always thought so. And even though I love punk and alternative, and I was always around people who were too hip for the room, I go, wait a minute.
everyone likes Huey Lewis.
That Huey Lewis sports album
Yeah,
didn't leave the charts for like 2, 3 years. That was like 1984 through 1986.
yeah.
It was still on the charts when the next album came out. Like, and if you think about the fact that people were buying it, it's like Phil Collins. If you look at how Phil Collins had that rotation of
Oh
albums where he
man,
was never out of the
unstoppable.
charts, right?
Yeah,
But I'm like, if you look at those rock and roll songs, or like the earlier ones, like Heart and Soul, Living for a Weekend, I go, those are all great American rock tunes.
yeah.
Oh, Huey Lewis is cool as hell. And I think, unfortunately, I believe he has hearing damage or hearing loss now.
Yeah, I think it's he's better now. Like he's done small things,
Has he?
small good things.
Okay. Because he
Yeah,
acts also. He was
he's got to
on,
be 75 now. You
yeah,
know.
he's like around my dad's age. And he
Yeah.
was in that movie Shortcuts, the
Hmm.
Robert Altman movie. Was he on Hot in Cleveland, that TV show?
I
Hot in Cleveland?
can't.
I think didn't he date Valerie Bertinelli on that? Steve would know. Steve liked that show.
Yeah, I
It was
don't
like,
know.
I
I don't
think
know.
he was Valerie Bertinelli's love interest on Hot in Cleveland on Nick at
Ah,
Night or something like that.
yeah, yeah.
But that's cool, Huey.
Well, it's just a bizarre factoid, you know.
Well,
So
so Huey Lewis, okay. So his lineage is his grandfather.
was DA here for
Wait, he's
years.
the fourth?
He's the third.
Oh, he's the third. So Lewis, was that his middle name? Maybe?
No, his name is Hugh Hugh, and the
Yeah.
last name is Cregg. Craig.
Okay, Hugh Craig. I was wondering if maybe Lewis was his middle name and he was
No, no,
doing
that's no stage name.
stage name, Huey. Okay, I like it. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
So
Wow.
anyway, just a you know,
So he's wow. So he's Massachusetts royalty,
yeah.
essentially.
His grandfather was because
His
I think
grandfather. Well, he's in the lineage.
I was trying to think. His Huey Lewis's dad might have been a physician.
Yeah.
One of them, like I don't know if he was born, but one was from Boston.
I think I remember hearing a story where he said that his family was rather strict, but they said it's okay if you take a gap year and like go to Europe, explore. Like they were strict educationally on a lot of things, but
Yeah.
they were very forward thinking, and why don't you go experience the world?
And I think he was in because his original band I think was called Clover,
I think I
and
remember
then
that.
because
Yeah.
he went to Cornell,
Yeah.
I believe,
I
right?
think I remember that. I think I saw his Behind the Music years ago.
Yeah.
And I always thought he was cool. He's cool.
Yeah, and he kind of figured out the songwriting thing early. And I mean, now they're with
And
Mutt Lang back in 1980, and it's like,
yeah, and they were out of the box really good because even if you listen to that first album, it was good. And he was just mature enough that guys could feel like they could hang with him and women could like him. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
he could be like your buddy at the bar. Like he was an every kind of guy looking. He looked very, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh, yeah.
Palatable. He wasn't
Yeah.
scary. He wasn't in makeup. He wasn't wearing spandex. He was. I think he was. That's it. Goes back to that Def Leppard thing. If Def Leppard had been wearing like jeans and t-shirts and had short haircuts, people would have thought differently of them
Oh,
outside
yeah.
of that genre.
And that era, of course. Because you know what's
Exactly.
weird? Of all the bands and all the genres I can think of, the one band that I think, or the two bands that just had
Mm-hmm.
this parallel existence are
Mm-hmm.
Def Leppard and Duran Duran.
Completely, because the songs hold up. They both have huge followings. Duran Duran continues to make new albums that are good,
Yeah.
and women love them.
Well, they were so they started out
MTV.
late 70s,
Yep.
early 80s. They didn't
Exactly.
immediately hit. They
Nope.
were there, but didn't. And
Yep.
then MTV and it's like Rio and Pyromania, and then
Exactly.
and they are just poster darlings, and
Because
they
they
just
had the look.
kind of never went away. They just kind of stayed there now, and they embrace being legacy acts and still create and sound great.
The scene that Duran Duran came from in Birmingham, when
Hmm.
they started, they all worked part time at a nightclub called the Rum Runner, and Nick was the DJ. John worked lights. Like they all had different jobs, and then they would play. So
Yeah.
that was their CBGBs. And then one night, I think it was before their first album came out, but they had been around a couple of years. They were demoing the first album, and Boy George, who everyone knew from the scene, runs into John Taylor and is like, "John, how you been? What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, we're doing band stuff." With who? Duran Duran. Oh, is that still a thing? Like, none of them had gotten famous yet. George hadn't gotten famous yet. Dead or Alive hadn't gotten famous yet. Pete Burns, although that was Liverpool. Duran Duran and Culture Club hadn't gotten famous yet, and they didn't
Yeah.
have but they had kind of a little bit of a rivalry. Like, hey, what are they doing? What are they doing?
Mhm.
Okay, what makeup are they using? Okay, what do they got? Who's producing that? Oh, is that still a thing? you know.
Yeah.
But no, I think Duran Duran definitely has a parallel existence to Def Leppard, and
Yeah. I just
I
think their careers just sort of mimic each other.
they do, and I think they probably very much respect all the other bands that came up alongside them and survived. Like
Yeah.
who Eddie Trunk is?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Eddie Trunk.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Eddie Trunk posted on
Because
Facebook.
he just talks about Trickster all the time.
Yeah, Eddie Trunk
Trickster
had
and
that.
UFO. Anyone who came out of Jersey or New York, he just
Yeah.
kissed Trickster. Yeah.
So, and it was interesting when Eddie Trunk on TV would have on like Mickey Mars,
Yeah.
and Mickey Mars would just sit there looking like a corpse.
Yeah.
And he would give like 1 and 2 word answers, but they were like obsessed. They just needed to talk to Mickey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he posted on Facebook a couple of weeks ago shots of a Duran Duran concert in Vegas and goes, you know what? Everybody used to rip everyone all through my career ripped on these guys. And I told them, nope, they're the real deal. And I'm
Oh,
so
they're good.
happy to see them. It's like, you can suck it if you don't like them. But
It's funny you say that because last week he did the same thing for Def Leppard in
did
Vegas because
he?
he lives in Vegas.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he had that rock show. What was it called? The Rock Show on VH1 or
He had
something?
holy crap. Yeah, with Jim Florentine and
Yes. Jim Florentine. Jim Florentine, which brings me back to
that metal
Omen.
show. That metal
That
show.
metal show. Yeah. And then he had Axel on one night.
Oh yeah, that never. I like that show. I didn't like 90% of the acts that but I love that show because I
You know
like that
what?
it catered to that.
Yeah.
Hair metal took such a beating, or just that genre,
And I
like
think
got laughed at. That you forget that like those a lot of those guys were actually like they were good bands. Yeah, the
I agree.
aesthetic was ridiculous for a lot of
I
them,
agree. And
but
like I don't think White Lion was a great band, but
no,
but like they had one or two songs you'd hear on the radio, and I would think to myself, if they didn't look so nuts, like if they
Yeah,
didn't
but
look
what are
so
you gonna say? Bon Jovi sucked? And they have 80
no,
hits. I mean, people. I mean,
no,
you don't have to
no,
like it, but it's just like
yeah.
they're not. It's not a joke, you know.
I mean, and John Bon Jovi will show up anywhere in New Jersey, and he'll just show up anywhere, like,
Yeah,
and immediately people want to talk to him and take his picture because I think people respect him now. Like,
yeah,
I hope,
yeah.
like somebody pointed out on Threads the other day, they were talking about Dolly Parton. They go, what's funny is if you look back, all the conversation around Dolly Parton for decades was about her cans.
Yeah.
And then at a certain point, it shifted, and everyone was like, oh no, man, she's cool.
Yeah, she's awesome.
So it takes sometimes like decades for people to be like, oh, you know what, John Bon Jovi, not a joke.
Yeah.
Whether you're a fan or not, like, not a joke.
Yeah, I mean, a good song is going to last forever, so or whatever. And I think a secret sauce to a lot of people too in that orbit is enduring.
Yeah.
It's like no matter if like whether you're on the skids or whatever,
Yeah.
disappear for and then resurface or whatever. Like these redemption stories or just
Yeah.
making it through it, like those always score.
I think where a lot of the bands that got popular in the 80s, by the way, and this doesn't have to just be metal, this is pop
Yeah.
and rock too. They were smart where their management had them keep making records and just tour in Europe, tour in Japan, tour in Australia. And then eventually, when that core teen audience becomes about 30, they're going to want to see them again.
Yeah.
And that's what happened with all that. And then people were here for it, which is cool. No, I think took a beating a lot of. Also, it didn't help. Look, genres come and go. I think when rap and grunge both became very mainstream,
Hmm.
it was hard for established pop and rock acts, with the exception of a few. It was hard for established pop and rock acts to keep their audience because the younger, or to keep record sales and keep concert venues full because younger people weren't looking to them. They were looking at grunge or alternative, or they were looking at hip hop.
Yeah.
And I mean, look at how Elvis got eclipsed by the Beatles.
Sure.
It's time honored. It just happens. And how, you know, the Stones disappeared for a bunch of years. They were a band, but they disappeared
Hmm.
for a lot of the new wave era. And then they came back at the end of the 90s
Sure. Yeah.
and started filling stadiums again. Not even arenas, stadiums again and I think they're all smart if they take a break. If you can
Just
afford to.
yeah, and like I don't listen to country per se, like
Mm-hmm.
especially not like the today's pop country, which is
No,
just hit after hit of. To
it's all the
me,
same.
that is more influenced by hair metal than anything else. It's the same sound. It's the
It's
same
so
sound.
generic. It's kind of like how I feel about Taylor Swift. It's very generic. It's not, there's no high, there's no real low. I think if you're attracted to the personality or that individual, you're going to get into it and go along for where they take you. But
Yeah.
there's nothing someone like me can grab onto.
But you know how like those last there were talk about you can talk about other genres too, but like in hair metal there was like the Leopard, Bon Jovi, Guns
Yeah,
N' Roses, the Van Halen, like
the
whatever.
Pantheon, the Pantheon.
Yeah, the Pantheon. But and then after that, like 5 years into it, then it was like, this carbon copy, and it's just
It,
worse, worse, worse. And then the same thing kind of happened with hip hop. It was, hey,
oh,
here's someone dancing in slow motion in front of a fire hydrant. That was like
exactly.
every other video
Yes, with the fire
for
hydrant
like
on,
yeah,
and then like
5 years.
random
That was the same video.
police, and then the police
Yeah,
were in the background. There are always cops somewhere in it.
yeah.
And then, okay,
And now
and then
country pop is just there now. It's like it's got to go away. Something's got to happen now.
I have, I hear sometimes if I'm out somewhere, you'll hear country pop sometimes, and I go, this is like watered down Garth Brooks. It's like Garth Brooks
Yeah.
had that pop moment, that
Oh
pop
yeah.
crossover, but it's like that, but for a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, because I think Mutt Lang did all those bands like Foreigner and AC/DC, all those
Yes.
huge bands in the 70s and 80s. And then it was Shania Twain, who
Yes,
was
it
his
was.
wife.
It was
And that was just all that gloss from that 80s rock. And it was just like, and then everyone just started like, well, there's where your money is, you
Well, that's
know?
how Taylor Swift started.
Yeah.
She had rich parents who could hire producers and put her in certain places. And then I'm not hating on her. I just think she's
No.
boring. And
Yeah.
I mean, look, I think that she had a great peak a couple years ago. We'll see what happens with her as she gets older and does whatever. But then there are artists who just keep killing it, and good for them
Yeah.
because they
Yeah.
innovate. But yeah, the Mutt Lang thing, it would be interesting if he did a documentary. I'd love a Mutt Lang documentary or a documentary about him because there's one now about there was one about Allie Willis, the songwriter who died a
Mm.
few years ago. But there's a new one about what's her name? Oh, the one with the black hair. Oh,
The
guys, what's
writer,
the
songwriter,
songwriter?
or producer?
The songwriter woman.
Did
She,
she? Did
oh,
she?
what?
She might have just done a sit down with Billy Corgan on his podcast
It might have been. Yeah, I like
a
his
couple
Magnificent
months
Others.
ago.
Yeah, it's not.
What
It's
the
not
hell?
Carol Bayer Sager. It's who's that other really famous songwriter?
Did she write that the
Belinda
disco
Carlisle.
song for Kiss? I was made for loving you, and like
She
eight
might have.
thousand other hits.
She wrote "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing" for Aerosmith, and she wrote.
Was
Oh,
not Linda Perry?
no, not Linda Perry. I like Linda Perry, but not Linda Perry. Linda Perry works with like Pink and has worked with Courtney Love and worked
Mm.
with a lot of other people. Oh my God, what's her name? Oh, wait, let me just Google it. What's her name? Hang a minute.
So while you're doing that, I'll just fill people in on the latest. Is there will be another podcast next Thursday morning, back on that regular schedule. If you did watch the show last week, Buddy the Great Dane Mix did get adopted. He kind of had a rough start here in the studio where he puked on the couch.
Oh yeah, we saw that.
It was not much though, but he was pretty. I mean, he was so docile. It was like, "Are you okay, bud?" He was just
Yeah,
chilling,
we
and then he
saw
fell asleep.
that.
So we expected him to like we Great Dane proof that whole room. We thought he was going to go gangbusters, and he just got on that couch and pooped out. So, but he
What
got.
was
Of course, he was going to find a home fast, and he did, which is cool. So we'll see what they bring next time around, and then we'll see. We might have news on the sponsorship. Would be a big deal for. Um, the studio moving forward, which would be
so
pretty
what
cool.
was the last thing you just said?
The I think if we get a couple sponsors for the show, like
Oh,
then
the
I
sponsors.
know I can have a crew in place for that for like a calendar year,
Yeah.
which is nice. And then yeah, once I think what's going to happen is I have this event Saturday. I'm probably going to push my next tournament to May, which gives me like another couple of months to start doing those interview shows and get those going because
Those will
we've
be
been
fun.
waiting.
I
Yeah.
can't wait till you're doing live, like I just can't wait till you're doing live shows like at prime time, like in the evening, where I can watch it on my TV and I can comment or moderate from my phone, which will be
I'm
really
leaning more towards starting with that. I know we've been talking about doing the one-on-ones and kind of
yeah.
get into it. I was like, you know what? I kind of want some energy and
If you just go live, there's something about that. I mean, even think about me and you here. Like we're just chatting live and it's comfortable and we're
yeah.
nice and we know each other. But if we were in a room, I think it would have this kind of vibe. It would just be a different composition.
Yeah, but if you have like a studio audience of 6 to 10 people in there
Love
too,
it. I'd love
that
that.
yeah, that'd be
We
kind of
love, even if
silly.
I don't know them, if they're people you know, I don't love them, we'll just chat. You can involve them in the chat. Just be like, what do
Yeah.
you think? What do you he's not she's nodding, he's nodding. What do you think? And then cut to oh, it's Diane Warren, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I
That's
couldn't
right.
remember her name for the life of
She's
me.
still alive, right, Christian?
Yes, the
So
one
I
who died
think
with
Billy Corgan interviewed her like 2 or 3 months ago.
okay, Allie Willis is the one who passed away several
Mm.
years ago. She's the one she wrote Neutron Dance for the Pointer Sisters. She
Yeah,
wrote
yeah.
September for Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
you know and
Yeah.
she also directed videos for Debbie Harry. She also worked on Pee-wee's Playhouse. She was an
Yeah.
art director also. She was brilliant. But yeah, Diane Warren has some magical sauce.
We should have guessed that, man. We should have
What?
gone Diane Warren like at the snap of a finger.
Yeah, I
But
I, I
anyway.
don't I don't know how I didn't. The name just erased it, but like, yeah, Diane Warren has that special sauce where she can write hit, but I don't think she's ever won an Oscar, but she's been
Mm.
nominated so many times.
Yeah.
So anyway, but that's cool. And
That's all good.
yeah,
So
it's all good. Well, I'm excited. I hope your next event is good.
yeah.
Um, Always fun catching up,
Yeah, it is. It is.
you
So
know.
yeah,
I
I
just
thought
hope
you. I had theories, Christian. I had theories on where you've been lately.
go ahead.
Thought you were seeing someone.
Okay.
Am,
Okay.
am I half right?
Maybe.
I knew it. Take
Maybe.
yeah. So
Maybe keeping it quiet.
yeah, that was the only
Maybe,
thought, honestly.
maybe haven't talked much about much to
Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe we just maybe we just keep things quiet until we're sure.
And you thought Huey Lewis was the big reveal tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I hear you. Yeah, I hear you.
Maybe. You know what's really funny is like I was with Scott for like 14 years, but I didn't introduce him to my parents for like a year. I didn't introduce him to like Steve for like 8, 9 months. I didn't introduce him to like all my friends and stuff for like 8, 9 months. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see. But no,
that's
I
good.
mean, you know what? Mostly I have been working on my next illustrated book, but I brought the whole project to school and I'm working on it there while kids are working. But I've just been
Oh,
enjoying
nice.
my home time, just like chill. Just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
movies or
Winter's
like
good for that too.
and I kind of needed to take I can work intensively during the summer because I don't have to go to work. But during the school year, I can't come home and spend 3 hours, 4 hours illustrating
I hear
after
you.
a work day. I can't do it as much as I would like to because I need the brain break.
Hmm.
But yeah. So yeah, I knew you were gonna clock that. I kind of knew you would.
That's been percolating for a while, but I wasn't gonna,
But
we
you can
haven't
say it,
chatted
cool.
enough to do
Because
it.
if
But
I
I was like,
said no, I could say no. But
yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
I know. But I mean,
So I mean, it's cool. And now I know that Steve and Kelly are going to bombard me with all kinds of texts about
I
who
was due for like a Ten of Wands moment or something. Or
exactly. They were gonna bombard me with they already I already know who they're gonna say it is and whatever. And it's not that person, sadly, because that person is not available to me on any level. But we have a running joke about a particular individual that I've crushed on for a few years, but
I hear you.
it's a funny joke at this point. It's a joke. It's like you and Wonder Woman.
I do love Linda Carter. Every time I see her, it's like
And she's
Jesus.
stunning. She's still
It's
gorgeous.
unbelievable.
And she's out of control gorgeous. And she pops up in all my algorithms now because of you. Because
Yeah,
you
I
say the
know.
name,
You get away more than I do, unfortunately. Yeah.
which is fine. She's beautiful to look at.
Yeah.
But when I look at her modeling photos from the late 60s, I'm like, damn.
Yeah. But then you start seeing all the clips from like this, the 70s variety shows. I'm like, we could have maybe that wouldn't have happened this time around, like in this era.
But I think that they had to capitalize. They
Oh,
just had a
totally. Everyone had a
Battle of the
freaking
Network
variety show.
Stars.
Yeah.
You got to put people in Battle of the Network Stars or the Brady Variety Hour or whatever.
All that.
Donnie
The
and
Tony
Marie.
Randall show. Everyone had a show.
There's one that I love. It's Olivia Newton-John with ABBA and
Oh
Andy
boy.
Gibb.
Well,
It's
there
one
you
of,
go.
and I'm like, that's the like seven. That's 1977. If it ever, that's the glossy 77. That was happening while punk was happening.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
fact that those two things were on the same timeline
Yeah, nuts.
is crazy to me. That like you had Sid Vicious and Johnny Rotten and Television and Blondie and Talking Heads and Patti Smith happening while that and Debbie Boone at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah. And the Pina Colada song. Right, yeah.
Give
Leo
you that
Sayer.
pina colada. Yeah, who
It's a
doesn't
weird
love that
time.
song?
Yeah. You
Like,
have to.
if I look back at the hits of the early 70s, like I love those like Bread and America, Horse with No Name, and Make It With You. Like I listen to that easy listening early 70s stuff, and I'm like, you know what? There's nothing here not to like. Like
Yeah.
it's good standard pop music that was very well produced. And if you look at the songs, they lasted.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't even trendy. They were just kind of like these weird melodical outliers. I don't know how to describe it because they weren't acid rock, they weren't rock and roll, they weren't pop, they were like something else. Anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
But oh, you got a birthday coming up.
That's like a couple months, or it's in
Oh, is it
April.
April or March?
April.
Oh, I keep thinking it's March. You notice I mixed you up with my friend who's March 4th. Never mind, that's
Oh
it.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm close.
So you got it coming. Okay, it's not March, it's April, but
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
But it was
that's
good
cool.
catching up for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, I think
We'll get back on track. We'll see what next week brings. But yeah, we're doing another podcast. We'll see what we can show off, and then if I have any news. But I got to get Saturday out of my hair now. It should be a big night for us, which should be fun.
yeah,
So
that's cool. You'll have a good time.
yeah.
It's
Well, I'm
always
glad the
good.
chat worked too, folks. It was good seeing all your names in there, and thanks for the wrenches as usual. And
Yeah.
for those who was text me with the heads up. So, Christian, you sleep tight, buddy. We'll catch you sooner than later. Okay.
All right, catch you soon.
Until next time,
Good night,
folks.
everybody.
Adios for
Well.
now.
Adios.